Hi people, it's Life Cycle Developments here. This is Michael. I'm here with QT, and today's topic we're talking about is people living above their means. Now, a lot of people, we've all done it actually, been living above our means, largely due to the boom and bust society that we live in. And right now when we're in recession times, and it's a very problematic issue right now, people living above their means, and it's something that a mindset that almost everybody needs to change right now. You know, a lot of people don't even realize they're living above their means. They don't know the difference between there's a blurred line between necessity and luxury at the moment. Yeah, so it's a big issue. So that's what we're talking about today.
Yep. I mean, we're going to go from the point as well. It's like it's not even really some people's faults. Like, it's not their fault. It's just the culture. It's the mindset. It's what society, what they've grown up on, and it's what what the world is promoting. You know what I mean? What the world is promoting as success. You know, certain things are not success. They're just tangible assets that you change once in a while, or things like that. They're not necessities of life.
Yeah, and especially obviously media has been the main form of projection over the past, I don't know, maybe half a century now, and it's what they've been projecting through the media is a certain lifestyle, and a certain lifestyle that isn't something for nothing lifestyle. Especially through the last boom era, that was pushed dramatically I'd say from after the year 2000, and things like the reality TV and competition TV.
I want it now. Type of living. I didn't work for it, but I want it and I expect it and I need it now. That's what the world's promoting to.
Yeah, and I guess spoiling kids as well is a big thing that's happened.
Don't get me started.
over it's been even more over the past decade or so. And as we know, the credit crunch and recession hit 2008 is when it hit, but it was coming before that. Certain people warned and half saw it coming, including the man I'm sitting next to now. It hit, and now people are still trying to live the same lifestyle they had before it hit, and trying to maintain that, when really and truly it's not the way forward.
Yeah, I personally believe it's like I've just put it down to it's like a heroin, drug-induced life culture. It's just everything. Some people are on heroin even though they don't inject. And they don't touch anything like that. They're on heroin because I can't see why people can't see it, or they feel it but they don't react. No, I'm still living the way that I'm living, or I think the way that I think, or I need these 3 holidays a year, I need this, I need that. It's like it's all within the class system, and even people that were born and living that way, can you maintain that way? You know what I mean? It's a different ball game. Just because you were born in it, your parents worked for it, you didn't work for it, so how are you going to maintain it? You know?
And it's been promoted, what successes have been promoted to people, like it's uniform for everybody, you know, but success is individual for everybody as well. So even reassessing what you consider to be success and what you consider to be your ways of getting to that will help you to anticipate what your lifestyle should be as well. The unique thing about us two talking about this topic here today is that there is a difference in age between us. We've had different experience growing up, and and just the fact that we grew up at different stages, and Q being older has experienced more in certain ways. But so you've got 2 unique angles right here on this topic.
Yeah, we're gonna break down to a couple of things a bit later, but we're just trying to first of all explain the reasons why. We all know why. We're not gonna over blast you with that, because you know why. You're a real human. We're talking to each other. You've got friends, you've got family, you've seen it, it's all around. You went to school, you went to work, you grew, you had your kids, you know that it's all sort of in a class system of the way that we have to, they put us in these brackets to think. But we're gonna break some of those down and just show you different things. This is old school. If you're 35, I'll probably say I'm 35. I'm not gonna say my real age, don't worry about it. But this is what our expectations. When I was a youth growing up, I knew that I wanted a car. I would probably be older. I want a house. I'd want to do nice things and go to travel a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But that was sort of like that was the biggest picture that I had. There wasn't no celebrity life sort of thing, how you can visually see it today. That was me. And at that time, I thought I had big dreams. So that's sort of the expectation.
Yeah, I mean,
wasn't for you.
Me growing up, expectations. Now I was born in the late '80s. It's probably good to say that time because you never know how long this video could go forward. So I was born in the late '80s, when my expectations was totally different to Q's, and it was more sort of the certain things he said, as in that was like a dream, like own your own house, have your own car, go on holidays at least twice a year,
not to be suffering. There was no
to be suffering. Those things wasn't a dream in my generation. Those things was, well, that's the bog standard in a way.
Yeah, your
basically
generation.
that's you don't need to work hard to get that. That's just struggling along and doing your thing, and you have that.
It was a dream of my era, not to have to work hard. You knew you had to work hard,
yeah.
But it wasn't accepted as standard, as that you didn't, or you could get a credit card, or I'll just sign that. It's not a problem, no. And it wasn't credit. How credit is available when you came up, that was not available. When I grew up in an era where most people's parents, I'm talking even middle class, because I live in, but it's like middle class. I live in a nice area, still do, but people did not drive new cars. Only rich people drove new cars. That's where I'm coming from. I ain't too old, but I'm just saying, new cars were not about. They were not about until I was 20 years of age.
And me growing up, when elders would have set up their businesses and stuff, it would have been through loans most of the time. You could get loans easily and all of that sort of stuff, and it's largely because it was in a boom era, one of the biggest boom eras there has been, really. And they even said that there's no more boom and bust, it's just going to be good sailing from here. So that was the type of world I grew up in. So that's why that mindset for my generation you didn't even think about it. It was natural. That's the way life was. That's the way you saw it as a kid.
You don't know nothing else.
Yeah, you don't know nothing else.
Well, in my day, there was no credit, my friend. That was not for poor people, certain middle class people. Middle class people were dressed busted. They didn't look smart. They just look busted. That's, as I grew up, they look busted. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
they didn't dress nice. They didn't have really nice things. They just had a nice house, possibly.
Yeah.
They did, but it wasn't nice as to your generation. Like, it's nice and blingy and it's suave and it's chic. It was just like the building was a nice big house.
Yeah.
You had certain decent things, but it's not what you see today.
So, like, bringing it back to living above your means, like, would you agree that it's basically the dreams of your era through the boom period became commonplace?
The dreams.
Yeah, the dreams of your era through the boom period.
Yeah. It definitely became commonplace.
It became commonplace.
Yeah.
So
you definitely.
And now we've another recession has hit, and people got used to that commonplace and wanted to continue that lifestyle. That's living above the mean.
There because there was a recession before, but you would have been young. I went through that recession. I went through that recession, and that's when it's like literally by the age of, say, 19, I remember it clearly. Remember, I'm going throughout my life, and I thought, I knew things. I didn't know what the word recession was until it hit me when I was 19. When I tell you, I was made redundant 3 times. 3 times. Didn't know what the hell the word was. Smacked up my dreams.
Yeah.
And I did Sitting Gills 224 electronics, mate. Yeah. Original computers. Yeah. You take the board, you had to do the chip, you had to do soldering. I got an apprenticeship to do that. You know what I mean? It's sponsored by the government, YTS, imagine that. Why? You don't know what I'm talking about when I say YTS, do you?
No, not really, no.
It's just another government plan, but that government plan will be another government plan, and they'll call it whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
It will still equal practically nothing.
Yeah.
Don't buy it. Don't buy it.